Guten Tag, meine Lieben. So today, this morning, it's Monday, Montag. This morning we talked a little bit about this lesson on the Zoom call, and most of you were there. So I'm going to go through it kind of fast and then give you a bunch of examples. You can refer to your book on page 277 in the red box. It gives you a lot of examples and all the information that you need there as well. So as a review from last week, we had sich interessieren für. Remember? And when we talked about a verb being attached to a preposition, when you want to say what, you can't say was. Remember that? When there's a preposition in play, you cannot say was. You attach the preposition to the wo. So the question in what are you interested in is wofür. This means what in English, okay? So wofür interessierst du dich? And then obviously a do question answers with an ich. It's a reflexive verb, so it has to have a reflexive pronoun, and you're going to use the same preposition as in the infinitive. So ich interessiere mich für Musik, or whatever it is. Okay? All right. So that's a review of last week. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add what I call the third piece of the triplet. This is 1, this is 2. The third piece of the triplet is the third person in the conversation. The three of you are standing there. Here's one person, here's two person, here's three person, okay? This person asks this person, what are you interested in? This person answers that person, oh, I'm interested in music. And then this person, to be part of the group, answers to everybody back, I am also interested in that. So how do you say that? How do you say I'm also interested in that? Because you wouldn't say I'm also interested in music. So the way you do that is you say ich interessiere mich auch also dafür. As I said in the Zoom call, this is the one and only time you will hear me say, you don't need to know the gender. Let me repeat that. You don't need to know the gender. Musik is a D word. Do you see that anywhere here? No. Mode is a D word. Would you see that anywhere here? Fußball is a der word. It's still going to be dafür. Deutsch is a das word. It's still going to be dafür. Lesen is a das word. It's still going to be dafür. It doesn't matter what the gender of the noun is that you're referring to. You're just saying in that or in it. Okay? So that is the third piece of what I call the triplet. All right, that's all. That's all there is. But it sounds so simple, and yet the things that are hard about it are, for example, this one is reflexive. Don't always use a reflexive pronoun if it's not a reflexive verb. There are two reflexive verbs, this one and another one, plus a non-reflexive verb in the book. And I'm going to give you a fourth one that I want you to work on. And this example is a fifth one. This one is not a reflexive verb. Schreiben is not a reflexive verb. In this sentence, this question, you see that it's not reflexive because there's no reflexive pronoun. So please don't use this as your model and then use a reflexive pronoun when you don't need it. That's the first thing. The second thing is you have to remember what the preposition is that goes with the verb, especially when it doesn't match English. When we say we're interested, we say we're interested in something. You're not going to say, ich interessiere mich in Musik. You have to remember that interessieren takes für, because this is called a da compound. This da compound has to be attached to the correct preposition. That one. If we were doing woran hast du Interesse? 1, no reflexive. B, what's the preposition? On. So what is the da compound for that one? Daran. Ich habe Interesse auch daran. Okay? So that's the second thing that's hard, is you have to keep that preposition right. And the third thing is kind of related. You have to know the right preposition. Okay? For the fourth example I'm going to give you in just a minute is waiting for a bus. And in German, you don't wait für. Für does mean for. But in waiting, you never, ever, ever, you don't say ich warte für. You say something else. So I'll get to that in a minute. Okay? So those are the 3 things you got to watch out for. So I've written one down here. I'd like you to stop the video, do a triplet, and then check. So this is the first one. So the second part of the triplet is simply the answer. And the third part of the triplet, remember, is third person is part of the conversation. He wants to say, oh, I also write with that or with it. So stop the video, write down your 2 and 3, and then you can check them with me. All right? Okay, welcome back. I hope you stopped the video. Okay, so that now we're going to talk about the answers. The answer to an do question is ich. So ich schreibe mit, because that's the preposition right there. You see it? You remember what kind of preposition mit is? Aus, außer, bei, mit. So it's a dative preposition. So I'm going to say ich schreibe mit einem Kuli, because the gender of Kuli was der. Remember that? Mit einem Kuli. Okay, and then the third, did you write that? Did you get that one right? Pat yourself on the back. Okay, then the third person is going to say, ich schreibe auch da mit. Oh, look at that, you get to swear. Damit! Okay? All right, now, don't get to thinking, because all my examples are doing ich, don't get to thinking that it has to be that. This could be, womit schreibt er? Er schreibt mit einem Kuli. Oh, ich schreibe auch damit. Or sie schreibt auch damit. Oder Frau Nancy schreibt auch damit. Right? The damit has to have a reference. In this case, it's the Kuli, but it doesn't matter who's doing what. All right? Does that make sense? So those are your 2 examples. They're in the video now, so you can go back and watch the video again, or you can write them down and use them as examples. But I have to erase them now. Okay? Okay, so the other verbs in the book you can find, but I will give them to you because I'm so sweet. Okay? Danke, Frau Nancy. Sich freuen auf and sprechen über. This one, maybe you remember from German 1. I happen to know that it's in the German 1 curriculum because I just corrected a bunch of work from German 1 that used this. Okay? It's really easy to talk about. So, ich spreche über einen Film. I'm talking about a movie. Okay? Ich spreche über, sprichst du über einen Roman? Iona spricht gern über Romane. So Iona likes to talk about novels because she likes to read. Okay, so that's sprechen über. Sich freuen auf means to look forward to. Okay, so ich freue mich. So it is reflexive. Okay, ich freue mich auf den Film. I'm looking forward to the movie. Ich freue mich auf das Abendessen. I'm looking forward to dinner, whatever you want to say. Okay, so now what you should do is, and I'm not going to, how should I do this? What you really should do is stop the video again and make a triplet for both of those. All right, but I want to be sure that you do know how to do it. So I'm going to put them up here. All right, so stop the video and do your triplets, and I'm just going to write the answers up here. All right. So welcome back. I hope it didn't take you as long to do them as it took me on camera, but anyway. Okay, so a couple of things. Reflexive verb. Question has to have the reflexive pronoun. Answer has to have the reflexive pronoun. Answer has to have the reflexive pronoun. The reflexive pronoun has to match the subject. Okay? There we go. Now, die Ferien. If you remember, die Ferien is a plural noun. Die plural. Does it matter? No. The darauf is darauf, whether it's die Ferien, die Tasche, der Film, it doesn't matter. It's darauf. The auf here comes from the auf here. Okay? For some of you who are thinking about what kind of preposition auf is, it's two-way. So then you ask, is there motion? There's no motion in looking forward to something, so it should be dative. I give you that. Just trust me. This is plus accusative. This is also plus accusative. Just trust me. We'll go into the details of that in German 3. All right? There you go. Say, here's sprechen über. All right? No reflexive pronouns easier. Remember, it's a stem changing verb. So the er, right, this is an er, has to be a stem change. And then spricht über. Now, this is a D. Does it matter? It does not. And here's the über, and here's the über. This one we had to add the R. Same R here, because you can't say da über. Okay? Darüber or worüber. And then this is plural. D shows the gender. The N is, look at your Raupe, right? This Lehrer is plural. How do you know? Because of the D and because of the plural verb. This Lehrer is singular. How do you know? Because of the verb. Okay, so this is a whole bunch of things that you know in German to put this together. So these are what are called triplets. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Those are triplets. Okay, you need to know how to do triplets. Okay, the first assignment for this is not going to be triplets, I don't think. I think it's just using the book and making sentences. The second assignment will be to make triplets. All right, I do have to erase one of these. I'm going to erase this one here at the bottom to give you the one that is not in the book. So you need to write this down because this is one that I really need you to have in your head. And it's that wait for the bus. Wait for the bus is warten is to wait, but for is not für. It's auf. Was accusative? Warten auf. Ich warte auf den Bus. Oh, ich warte auch darauf. Okay? All right, and then the last thing, and I'm afraid this video is getting way too long, but the last thing we need to have to quickly talk about is the fact that if you start with, well, if your question is, who are you waiting for? Right? You remember that? Who are you waiting for? Who are you interested in? Okay, then you cannot use a vo compound for a person. Okay? Who are you looking forward to seeing? That kind of thing. So if you know that I'm waiting for my mother, and you ask me, you don't ask me what are you waiting for, you ask me who are you waiting for, then you have to start with for whom are you waiting is actually what you're saying. So you're going to start with auf, and then because you know it's accusative, it's auf wen wartest du. Don't worry too much about this. I'm going to make actually another video about this only and then give you an actual assignment to do with the different wers and the wens. So I just wanted to throw that in to kind of tickle your brains. All right? I hope this was somewhat clear. I think if you learn it by rote and you learn it in this pattern of making triplets, and then while you're reading, I'm going to be giving you that new reading book assignments. While you're reading, I want you to look for da compounds, because they're very, very common in German. They make you sound really German because we don't have them in English, and I think they're a lot of fun. So there you go. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Tschüss.